High school football action is on the air, and tonight it's border battle. Albert Lee versus Austin. Both teams 0-7 this football season, so somebody's O has got to go. And we'll settle that tonight. Probably end in a tie. That's probably the way it'll go. You just watch. That's my prediction tonight. Two 0-7 teams, and they ended up in a tie. I've got the pregame show here, sponsored by Farmers Insurance. Agent Joey Talamontes at 710 East Main Street, Suite 100 in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-3245. Online, you can find them at agents.farmers.com. You then click on Minnesota, you click on Albert Lee, and you find Joey that way. But we've got rankings to go through. I don't think they updated them from last week, because usually they come out on a Wednesday afternoon, and I have not seen the updated numbers here. So we'll go with what they had last week and the area teams that are ranked. If you start in 9-man, Grand Meadow popped into the top 10 last week with their 5-1 record. And yes, they won to go to 6-1. So they'll be staying. They had a 40-14 win over Lyle Pacelli. So they'll be staying, you got to think, in the top 10. In 1A, the only team close to us is Martin County West. They were ranked 9th last week, and they are now 5-2 after losing, so they may drop out of the top 10, probably will. In 2A, Blooming Prairie continues to lead the way at 7-0. In fact, we're going to be following them throughout the playoffs. They are the defending champion because they didn't have any football last year, so go back to 2 years ago when they won the state championship in 1A. Now they're in 2AA. But we'll follow them along their way to another, hopefully, championship. But they got a tough section with Maple River in there, and they're in the top 10, as is Blue Earth area. 3 teams in the top 10 playing in the same section. And it's going to be tough going for the Awesome Blossoms, but they've got the experience, and we'll see if they can handle it along the way. Also, I mentioned Blue Earth area. They wrap up their regular season tonight, and they are 6-1. Their only loss to Maple River in that same section. And the Eagles from Mapleton are also 6-1. So both teams just a game behind Blooming Prairie in the section. Blooming Prairie playing Medford tonight to wrap up their regular season, and Medford is 0-7, so unless a huge upset takes place, it is a road game in Medford and crappy weather, so you never know. But I got a feeling that the Blossoms will come out of that undefeated. In 3A, Fairmont is ranked number 2 behind Lake City, and they're 7-0 are the Cardinals. No other teams from the immediate area in 3A. 4A has Cass and Manorville. They were ranked 8th last week, and they are 5-2, so they won last week. Stewartville, they're ranked 4th, and 7-0 is only good for 4th place in Class 4A, but they got a stacked bunch of teams in front of them: Becker, Hutchinson, and Mount West Tonka. And then in 5A, Mankato West continues to lead the way. They're 7-0, and they close out their season against Mankato East in their own border battle there. It's the inside the border battle in Mankato. For 5A, Rochester Mayo continues to be in the top 10. They were 6th last week, and they are 6-1 and finishing their season against Byron tonight. So those look around the area teams that are ranked. But like I said, we'll follow Blooming Prairie until they're out. And, of course, Maple River, if they were to eliminate Blooming Prairie, we could follow them to state. Also, Grand Meadow in our listening area in 9-man, and at 6-1, they have a shot at winning their section. And it'd be interesting to do some 9-man football, especially if they go to state. Heck, I'll follow anybody in our area that goes to the state football tournament in November. So as I mentioned, 0-7 Albert Lee against 0-7 Austin here tonight in less than ideal weather, but yeah, it's football, so it doesn't matter. Play the game, unless we see any lightning, and I don't think that's going to happen. But and you know, if it hails, they got helmets and pads. What do they care? And I'm undercover, so it doesn't really matter. We've got video and audio of our game on our website, kqprfm.com, as well as on our Facebook page, facebook.com/power96mn, and our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search for Albert Lea Football, and go ahead and register on that. And then if we get enough people signing up, we can get our own URL on YouTube, and we'll be styling. But otherwise, you can catch the game here on Power 96, 96.1 FM. And thanks again to Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamontes at 710 East Main Street in Albert Lea, Suite 100, for sponsoring the pregame show. And we have a lot of other great sponsors, too. In fact, grew a little bit. We have some Austin blood in this game here. Farmers Insurance Agent Jim Benson at 209 4th Avenue Northeast in Austin has a one-game sponsorship here. Call 507-433-9696. Look at that. His number fits perfectly in with Power 96. 433-9696. And online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota and then Austin to find Jim and like him on Facebook. Also, Man Between the Lakes has the scoreboard sponsorship, as they have all season long there at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lea. Call 373-1714 and like them on Facebook. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home with the halftime and final stats. They're on Highway 13, Albert Lea. Call 373-4330 or online, bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. Albert Lea Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lea. Call them at 377-3780 or online, albertleachiropractic.com, and give them a like on Facebook, too. Keep up to date on what's going on there. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway in Albert Lea. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Farmers Mutual Insurance on Highway 13, Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. Online, manchestermutual.com, and give them a like on Facebook. Urban and Gerbert's has the player of the game each week. We have an Albert Lea player that we choose as player of the game. They get a $20 gift card to Urban and Gerbert's, 132 Bridge Avenue in Albert Lea. Call 507-473-2033. Online, urbanandgerberts.com, and like them on Facebook. Guaranteed Rate has the first half sponsorship. Guaranteed Rate Residential Mortgage, 134 South Newton Avenue in Albert Lea. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com. And you can like them on Facebook, too. Alpha Orthodontics has the second half sponsorship of our Tiger football games. They're in the Skyline Plaza in Albert Lea. Call 507-377-0222. Online, alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage, Highway 34, Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com, and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Albert Lea. Call 507-373-4279. Online, thompsonelectricofalbertlea.com, and like them on Facebook. Albert Lea Taxi, 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albert Lea. Call 507-383-3341 and like them on Facebook. Trading Posts, Highway 65 in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like them on Facebook. And our sports boosters, of course, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Mapleton Marine, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, and T&W Towing. Thanks, one and all, for a great season of Tiger football action. And again, tonight, the big 0-7 battle between Albert Lea and Austin. Somebody's O has got to go, and we'll see who coming up next on Power 96 Sports.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Minnesota knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Minnesota needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
All right, we are at the Jim Gustafson Field. I don't wonder why they're going to call it the gym. Oh, because, it'd probably be more of a basketball thing. But the Gus here is a little bit moist. Did it rain hard for a little bit there. And the windows are all fogged up. It's going to be interesting here tonight. But 0-7 against 0-7. The border battle between Austin and Albert Lea will unfold here on Power 96. And Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lea, Minnesota. As we get ready to go here tonight, odd Wednesday night football. You think that's odd? Next Tuesday, section play. And they got to follow that up with a game on Saturday. The winners on Tuesday have to play Saturday for the most part. So that's not much rest with very important games going there. Still nobody's taking the field here. They're all huddled in there around their coaches on the sidelines, and hopefully get underway here. Places to go, things to do, people to see. As we, of course, have audio and video at kqprfm.com. Also, facebook.com/power96mn, and on youtube.com. Just search for Albert Lea Football. And you'll have audio and video worldwide from Power 96. Onto the field they come, and Albert Lea going to be kicking off. And they're going from right to left on the old radio dial. Starting, Dakota Yankee at quarterback are the Tigers. Cole Jansen at the fullback position. Garrett Giles will start at tailback with Luke Moeller, Max Edwin, and Logan Strom, the main receivers. Jack Lang starting at quarterback for the Packers with Joseph Walker, the senior running back. And they have Manny Guy, Edriel Terry, Isaac Osgood, and Aiden Pepper for the wideouts. As we are just about set to go with Alex Palmer kicking it deep. He was booting them 60 yards in warm-ups, and that one is a yard deep in the end zone. It's a touchback. As Austin will start 1st and 10 on their own 20. It's interesting. Both teams 0-7. Austin has scored 109 points in their 7 contests, so about 14 a game. Albert Lea at 61, but I don't know that means anything. You go head-to-head, especially if it's the last game of the regular season. You don't know how many underclassmen are getting a chance or how people feel about the season being 0-7. There's personal feelings come into it, and might not be as jacked up as you would be maybe on the first game of the season. But here we go, 1st and 10 with Lang in the shotgun. He's got Walker behind him in the backfield in a single set, and that's going to be flags all over the place as Lang was heading around the left side on a quarterback keeper with Walker in front of him. But somebody jumped, and they'll send Austin back 5 yards. First play of the game, a penalty. 5 yards back, so 1st and 15 from the 15 for the Packers. As they mark it off. Boy, I'm going to have to stand. I've got nothing but foggy windows down low here. So 1st and 15. Same alignment. They got 2 receivers left, one right, with a single back in the backfield. And he gets a fake handoff. It's going to be the quarterback keeper around the left side again, just what they had called for the first play. And he got up to about the 18, so a 3-yard pickup there for Lang. It'll be 2nd down and 12 from about the 18 of Austin. Pouring rain about 20 minutes before kickoff, and it's been kind of a drizzle on and off throughout the afternoon and evening, and expecting that to continue here for a little while anyway. Here's the 2nd and 12 play. It's a handoff. That's Walker. He tests the left side of the line and gets across the 20. The original line of scrimmage, and maybe gets to 21. See where they put it down. They always surprise me. My eyes deceive me. Usually they put it at the 22. So that was about a 4-yard gain for Walker on his first carry of the game. And it brings up 3rd and 8 from the 22 for Austin. 2 receivers right now, 1 left. Shotgun, single backs. Is Walker, this is a throw over the middle, and it's caught, juggled and caught at about 35. It's first down yardage. Gang tackled there by the Tigers. Actually never did go down, but progress stopped, they say, at the 35. So that is a 13-yard gainer. I didn't even catch who caught that one. Catch who caught it. But it was a nice play over the middle from Lang. His first pass attempt is complete for 13 yards and a first down for the Packers. As they overcome the penalty to get a fresh set of downs here from their own 35. Austin going left to right in their road white uniforms with red letters and numerals. There's a fake handoff to the right, and it's going to be a keeper. Quarterback Lang gets up to another first down, crossing the 45 to about the 46. So that's going to be 11 yards for him. Got a feeling he runs it a lot. He's taken 3 of the first 4 plays around that left side. He's up to 14 yards on the ground, 13 in the air. Lang is a junior quarterback for the Packers. They got a senior tailback, Joseph Walker, usually in the single setback formation. 2 receivers right here with 1 left. And, again, shotgun. They got an H-back on the left side of the line, set back a yard. And the snap, he's going deep down the left sideline. Man is open at the 25. Does he make the catch? No, the ref says incomplete. It was on the mark, and he dove for it, but unable to come down with it was Manny Guy. And he's a little shaken up. Looks like, well, maybe he'll be all right. It looked like maybe he was just making a equipment adjustment. And so 2nd and 10 from the 46 for the Packers. Incomplete pass for Lang. He heaved that one down the left sideline. Covered there, but he was open, was Guy. We've got Terry out to wide to the left, to the right, and Guy over on the left side. And it's going to be a handoff. Walker gets to midfield. 4 yards there for Joseph. And his second carry for 8 yards. So at midfield, 3rd down and 6 for the Packers as they have been moving it down the field. That 5-yard penalty on the first play, but after that, they've been gaining yards steadily. Pretty good crowd for Austin. They travel well across the border. A lot of umbrellas here tonight, of course. 3rd and 6. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff to Walker. And Lang takes it around the left side. There's a flag comes in from way back. The back judge wailed one in there about 15 yards. He's got a good arm. He's going to move it up to where the first down marker is at the 44 of Albert Lee. And the call is holding Austin. So back 10 yards. It'd be 3rd and 16. Second penalty on the Packers for 15 yards total. So that nullifies the run by Lang. He didn't get first down yardage anyway, but Albert Lee needing to make the stop here and get the ball for the first time here in the ball game. We are in the guaranteed rate first half of Tiger football, brought to you by Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lee. Here's 3rd and 16, and it's a screen play to Walker. He gets it. Now he's up to midfield, and that's about it. Not going to get the first down, and they'll have to punt, as it was a gain of, where were they, 49? Yeah, it's going to be 6 yards from Lang to Walker on the screen. But they'll have to punt it away here. And Guaranteed Rate, they're, of course, a proud sponsor of Tiger football. For the best residential mortgage rates and service, call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. They're setting up like they're going to go for it here, and they will. And the pass is off to the left, and Guy dives for it. Did he make the catch? Yes. The referee says yes, and he's about a yard past the first down marker, so 6 yards for Manny Guy on the reception. Well, surprised me a little bit going for it, but nothing to lose when you're 0-7 and you're at midfield. So for Lang now, 3 of 4 for 19 yards through the air. And another first down here. Up to the line, 2 receivers on the right side, and that's Terry and Osgood. And here he goes back to pass again, trying that left side with Guy. He catches it, but is he inbound? No, he's out of bounds at around the 17, 18-yard line, so incomplete there. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the Tiger 42. As Austin doesn't necessarily huddle up, they kind of gather, get a play from the sideline. Well, they're going to have a penalty here. Yep, they're marking off a penalty against the Tigers. That's a big one, too. It's going to be a personal foul. 15 yards, all the way down to the 27-yard line. Ouch. Well, first penalty on the Tigers. And it's a big one. So 1st and 10 now for the Packers at the 27 of Albert Lea. Still scoreless, 6:48 to play, first quarter from the Gus in Albert Lea. The regular season finale for both teams. Somebody's always got to go with 0-7 Austin at 0-7 Albert Lea. Here's Walker around right side. And he's got some yardage there to the 20 and inside almost to the 15 before he's wrestled out of bounds at the 16. So give him 11 yards. And Walker has 19 yards on 3 carries. Another flag. And I'm busy writing down some stuff here, and I missed a couple of penalties here as we'll get the call here from the refs. And it looks like it's going back the other way, so they'll set it down at the 35 now. That penalty against Austin. Their 3rd penalty for 20 yards. Albert Lea with 1 for 15. Up to the line they come on 1st and 17 now, Austin. They've had the ball from the outset. 6:39 to play in the first. And here's the snap. And Walker gives it off to his tailback, or Lang gives it off to his tailback, Walker, and he gets just a couple of yards up the middle. Going to be down to the 33, so 2 yards there for Joseph. And it's going to be 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 8, I guess. They got a couple of yards. Oh, no, it was back on the penalty, so they're calling it 2nd and 15 from the 37 of Albert Lea. The 2 receivers left now with 1 on the right, and it's a fake handoff, and Lang up the middle, but the flag is flying, and he gets down to the 20, close to first down yardage. That'd be the 18. Well, let's check the penalty and see what happened on that. Penalty filled first drive of the game here, and it's holding Austin. So nullify that big run by Lang. And the 4th penalty this drive for the Packers, 1 on Albert Lea. 30 yards of penalties, and they're still possessing the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 25, unless it's a spot foul, and then that would mess up the yardage that I gave you, but see where they put it down. They got to get to the 18, inside the 18 for a first, and they're going to put it at the 42. So 24 yards to go or so, 25. A long 24, a short 25. 2nd down. I say 24-25. The scoreboard operator says 26, just to be different.
As we come up to the line of scrimmage now, Packers 2nd and 26. As Lang calls out the signals, he's got the single setback. He's going to pitch it, though, to the receiver around the side, and that's Osgood. And he's going on the left, but he's not going to go far. 40-yard line. Couple of yards gained there before he is pushed down. It's tough to see the Albert Lee numbers, folks, on these home games. They have the dark blue uniforms with red lettering, and it's almost impossible to see some of these numbers. But a nice play defensively for the Tigers on the far side of the field to hold Isaac Osgood to, like I said, about a 2-yard gain there. So 3rd and 22 from their Tiger 40 for the Packers as they send their 2 receivers right and 1 left. It's Terry and Osgood to the right with Guy singling on the flanker on the left side. And he's back to pass is Lang, but he overthrows his intended target at the 15, which would have been a first down, but Terry jumped for it and went through his hands, incomplete. 4th and long. And I see number 17 coming into the game, and he is the punter. Joe Ewing, sophomore. Look at the sheet of drizzle going by the lights. It's always deceiving, though. We were talking about that earlier. It looks a lot worse in the lights than it really is, I think. Oh, he gets it off there. Jansen was giving him some pressure on the punt there, and Derek McMillan lets it go into the end zone for a touchback. 4:42 to play. So a long drive for the Packers comes up dry as they had a lot of penalties there. 4 penalties for 30 yards that set them back, but Albert Lee will not get the ball for the first time with 7:18 already gone here in the first quarter before they can touch the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20, and they'll have Dakota Yankee at quarterback, Cole Jansen fullback, Garrett Giles tailback, Luke Moeller, Max Edwin, Logan Strom are the receivers. Edwin out left with Moeller out right, and here's a handoff, and that's going to be Giles across the 20, maybe got a yard or 2 out of that one. We'll give him a yard on the first carry of the game. 2nd and 9 from their own 21. Moeller coming into the game with the play as they will shuttle receivers all night long with the play from Coach Paul Dunn and his crew. Connor May, Luke Moeller shuttling those plays in. Now running backs to either side of Yankee as he gets the snap from the shotgun, and the handoff going nowhere on that one. Might lose yards to the 19. A couple of yards lost there. I believe that was Jansen with his first carry. He's always got the tough inside yards. Did fairly well last week. And Byron, as in comes Albert Lee's Tanner Kahn with the play. Tanner is a junior, and they come up with receivers to each side. And again, running backs surrounding Yankee as he gets a low snap in the shotgun. Pressure, but they get the screen play. It's complete. Looked like McMillan at the 20, and then he falls forward a couple of yards. Let's see where they set it down. 22 and a half, so about 3 yards on the completion. It's going to bring up 4th down, though. Yankee completes his first pass. And Derek McMillan getting some playing time for the first time in a few weeks. A couple of weeks, maybe. So they boot it away. Palmer is going to go out of bounds right across the 50 at the Austin 49. So the Packers starting out with some good field position as it was a nowhere drive there for Albert Lee, having to kick it from deep in their own territory. And the guaranteed rate first half here of Tiger football, scoreless with 2:29 to play in the first quarter. Guaranteed rate brought to you by Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lee. For the best residential mortgage rates and service, call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. As they come up, 1st and 10 from their own 49, Lang in the shotgun, slaps his hands, gets the snap. Walker right up the middle, gets to the 35. There's a 16-yard scamper right up the middle. And, boy, he might have gone all the way if not tripped up there. He's at 36 yards on 5 carries, and he's got a catch for 6 yards. Walker. 1st and 10 from the Albert Lee 35. Clock running at 2:05 left in the first quarter. Thanks, Man Between the Lakes, for sponsoring the scoreboard each week this year. 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lee, 373-1714. Like him on Facebook. 1st and 10 from the 35. The snap. Lang has it. He's going deep left. Guy is out there, covered well, and there's a fight for the ball. Looks like Guy got it, and they're going to mark him down at about the 11. See where they finally put it down. Looks like the 12, so 23 yards on the completion. 23 yards from Lang to Guy. Boy, he really features him a lot. Goes to that left side. That's where he lines up predominantly. And the run around the corner is in the end zone. That is Joseph Walker from 12 yards out on 1st and 10. And he has the first score of the game with 1:19 to play here in the first quarter. Walker around right end for 12 yards as they did a hurry up and ran that one fast. Extra point coming up here on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. Snap is down, the set, and it's through the uprights and good. 7-0. Austin. Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lee, with great quality clothing and tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. And like him on Facebook, too. It's 7-0, 1:19 to play here in the first. Also, thanks to Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, they'll be bringing you the halftime and final stats. They're on Highway 13, Albert Lee. Call 373-4330 or online bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum, 127 South Broadway, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Farmers Mutual Insurance on Highway 13, Manchester. Call 507-826-3425 and online, manchestermutual.com, and like them on Facebook. Urban and Gerbert's with the player of the game each week. After the game, we'll pick an Albert Lee player to get the $20 gift card. And Urban and Gerbert's, 132 Bridge Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 507-473-2033. Online at urbanandgerberts.com, and like them on Facebook as well. And a couple of new folks, Austin Area Chamber of Commerce, 329 Main Street South, Suite 102 in Austin. Call 507-437-4561. Online, austincoc.com, and like them on Facebook. And Farmers Insurance Agent Jim Benson at 209 4th Avenue Northeast in Austin. He's got the best phone number around, 507-433-9696. And online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota, click on Austin, and find Jim and like him on Facebook. Here's the kickoff. Deep is the Albert Lee return man McMillan from about his 3, and he can get it up at the 21, and a flag comes in at the tackle there. Thanks also to the Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like them on Facebook. We'll see about the penalty with 1:11 left here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Austin. Looks like it's going to go against Albert Lee. trending that way. Yeah, it's illegal block on the kickoff. So that starts them deep again. Got to get that running game going, but it's going to go all the way back to the 11. So another penalty, and it's been a penalty-filled first quarter with 4 on Austin and 2 on Albert Lee. As Yankee comes up under center now with a single, it's an I backfield. That's going to be Giles, the tailback, who gets creamed as he crosses the line of scrimmage and maybe got a yard on that one. Second carry of the game for Giles. He's got 2 yards. And the clock ticks with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Still 3 timeouts for each team. 2nd and 8. Oh, they gave him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and 8 from our own 13, as this one is a pitch. And Giles, not a lot of room that time. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, they're going to put him back at the 11, where the original line of scrimmage was. So the 2 yards, he lost those. Senior tailback, Garrett Giles. Now Moeller coming in with a play. Also, thanks to Guaranteed Rate at 134 South Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Residential mortgage. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com and like them on Facebook. Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee. Call 507-377-0222 as we end the first quarter 7-0. Austin leads, and they'll switch sides. Online at alphaorthodontics.com and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage, Highway 34, Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-4279. Online, thompsonelectricofalbertlee.com and like them on Facebook. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamonte, 710 East Main Street, Suite 100, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-3245. Online, agents.farmers.com. Then you got to click on Minnesota and then click on Albert Lee to find Joey and like him on Facebook too. And Albert Lee Taxi, 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albert Lee. Call 507-383-3341 and like him on Facebook. See if we can squeeze another message in here from one of our sports boosters here before we start the second quarter on Power 96 Sports.
How do you want your life to sound? Like this? Or like this? Life is better with a boat. Find the perfect boat to get you away from the noise, because really, life is better with a boat. Find your perfect Crestliner boat with Mercury Motor at Mapleton Marine, also at mapletonmarine.com or on Highway 22 in Mapleton. Life is better with a boat.
Tigers come up with a 3rd and 10 on their own 11, starting the second quarter. And flags fly. Maybe an offsides, maybe on Austin, but see if they got Albert Lee moving first. It was, procedure, a jump for Albert Lee. That's what caused the Austin player to jump. So now quickly the Tigers catching the Packers in penalties here. They're 3 for 30 yards. Austin has 4 for 30 yards. And that's going to make it tougher. 4th. Actually, 3rd. Should still be 3rd down. And 15 from the 6 now for Albert Lee. Deep in their own end. Yankee up under center. The I backfield. Behind him, Giles is going to get the carry, but he's going to be caught right there at the 5. And then wrestled way back to the end zone. But his forward progress is at least a 5, which would be a loss of a yard. And they're going to have to punt it away. And this is dangerous because your punter is way back to the end of the end line of the end zone. Giles now with 4 carries and a net of 0 yards. It's been tough sledding inside there, especially deep in your own end where the defense probably knows that's what you're going to do. So here comes Palmer with a punt from his own end zone, and he gets it away. Not very long, though. It bounces about the 26 and rolls out of bounds at the 27. So Austin with awesome field position at about the 27-yard line. And they'll have 1st and 10. Let's play another one of our sports boosters here and be back with more action on Power 96 Sports.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
A little fanciness there. A little reverse action, but a pitch back to the quarterback, and Lang takes it down to about the 26-yard line for what amounts to about a yard gain. Maybe 2 yard and a half. So timeout now on Albert Lee's half. That's the first timeout of the game. And we're here in the guaranteed rate first half of Tiger football. Brought to you by Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lea. For the best residential mortgage rates and service, call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lea. There's a quick timeout. Back to action here on a 2nd and 9. Austin on Albert Lee's 26, and that's going to be Walker around the right side. He's shoved out of bounds right around the first down marker. Started at 26. They're going to put it down at the 17, 18. So close. They haven't moved the sticks yet, but yeah, they're going to put it at the 18. So an 8-yard pickup there for Walker. And that's going to make it 3rd and 1 from the Albert Lea 18. As it's raining again, a little more substantially here at the Gus in Albert Lea. As Lang gets it in the shotgun, hands it to Walker right up the middle. He's got the first down and more inside the 10, or actually inside the 15 to about the 13, 14-yard line, depending on the spot. We'll give him 4 yards on that run for Joseph Walker, who's up to 60 yards on the evening with a touchdown and 8 carries. 7-0 Austin in the rain in Albert Lea. Wrapping up the regular season here. Both teams looking for their first win of the year. And as I said, it'll probably end in a tie. Here's the handoff. Walker now around the left side, and he's going to be, I thought he was going to be tackled there, but he gets out of that and then struggles his way to about the 10 before he's knocked out of bounds. Like Jansen knocked him out. He's going to put it at the 11, actually. 3-yard pickup. And a flag is down. Laundry on the field. And it's against Austin. So they've been their own worst enemy. And they're going to talk to Coach Dunn about what he wants to do here, or does Albert Lea call another timeout? Timeout on the play here, so we'll sort all this out and be back with more on Power 96 Sports.
The doors are open at your local Austin and Albert Lea Pizza Ranches. John, Trish, and the gang are excited to serve you. Now you can enjoy all the things your Austin and Albert Lea Pizza Ranches have been famous for. Dine in, relax, and enjoy the buffet. Hot pizza, chicken, fresh salad, desserts, and now hot wings are available. Want to take 2 to go or need delivery? Yep, it's all back and waiting for you. Of course, social distancing and measures are in place for your safety and theirs. The Pizza Ranches in Austin and Albert Lea now open to serve you.
The Gus, and it is starting to rain a little more substantially here again, but with the turf field holding up well. A lot better than if it was natural grass, of course. 9:56 to play here in the first half. They still have quarter number 1, but it's second quarter action here. 7-0 Packers on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. They're at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lane downtown. Great quality clothing, tons of accessories, great stuff. It'll make you laugh. And it'll make you say, I got to have that. So you need to get in there at 119 South Broadway and get that. And I say men and women. They say man between the lakes, but I think the ladies like to shop there too for themselves. Here we go with a 1st and 16 on the 21 for Austin. After the penalty, their 5th penalty for 40 yards. And back to pass and into the end zone left side to Guy. He makes the catch, but did he get in? No, they're going to say he was out of bounds at the 1. So a 20-yard completion from Lang. To the 1-yard line. Manny Guy's third catch. He's got 48 yards receiving. Lang is 5 of 8 for 62 yards, and he's run it a couple of times for 14. The only touchdown of the game was from Joseph Walker, who ran it in on their last drive. And from the 1, you can guess it's going to be him again, and he does. He switches angles. He was going middle right, and then he just all of a sudden switched and went left, and he crawled in. He got right across the goal line. Walker's second score, this time from 1 yard out. He had a 12-yard run and a 1-yard run. Extra point pending. And with 9:12 to go, second quarter, extra point is being attempted. A bounced snap, but the hold was there and the kick is through. So it is 14-0 Austin with 9:12 to go in the half on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard at 119 South Broadway in downtown Albert Lea. I told you stuff you're going to want to have, like T-shirts with cool things on them. They've got all kinds of great signs you can put in your man cave, and also those shot glasses. That's the talk of the town right now. You got to get down there and get those with cool things embedded in them, like bullets and golf balls and all kinds of cool stuff, fishing lures and things like that. You got to check them out at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lea. Man Between the Lakes. So with 9:12 to go and the rain coming into the booth here, I need plastic for my paper, but then I can't write. I should be keeping track on the computer, I guess. I got to get me a nice little laptop that I can keep stats on so the rain doesn't affect me, but something always a hill to climb, you know. It's what happens. 2 timeouts left for Albert Lea, 3 for Austin as they have the 14-0 lead and are ready to kick it to Derek McMillan, who's deep at about the 3. And I need a squeegee for this window. Reggie, get a ladder. Use your arm there with your little coat. You can, or just, hang out the window and wipe it off a little bit. Here's McMillan getting under this one at about the 5, and then he runs to his right and can't avoid the first guy at the 20. So he might have been better served to let that one bounce into the end zone because same difference, 1st and 10 at the 20. But he gave it the old college try, or the old high school try, I guess, in this case. 1st and 10 for Albert Lea, as they've had a little trouble moving it. As Dakota Yankees 1 for 1 for 3 yards throwing it, but running, Garrett Giles 4 carries for nothing. Cole Jansen 1 carry for -2. Derek McMillan with a catch for 3 yards. The only completion on the day for the Tigers as Yankee comes up, and he will be under center with the I backfield behind him. 2 receivers on the left, nobody on the right, and this is going to be a little pass and a pitch back that goes on the ground, and Austin picks it up and rumbles down to the 5-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle backfires on the Tigers as it was kind of a wide receiver screen, and then a pitch to one of the running backs going that way, but that never got completed, and it was on the ground, and now 1st and goal at the 5 for the Packers. First turnover of the game is on the Tigers, as Austin is poised to get a 3-touchdown lead here. 1st and 10 from the 5. It's a handoff. Walker going left, bowls his way into the end zone for a touchdown. 11 carries, 69 yards, 3 touchdowns for Joseph Walker. Touchdowns of 12, 1, and now 5. As with 8:49, so 23 seconds later, they score again. The turnover helped out there. And the extra point coming up. He's got a squeegee. Look at that. How come you don't have a squeegee? So extra point is good. So that makes it 21-zip. Austin on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. As it took 11 minutes to hear from Man Between the Lakes in that first quarter, and now we can't stop talking about Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway. Great quality clothing, too. You know, as we head into these cooler fall days, you're going to need some longer sleeve shirts, and they've got dressy stuff, they've got casual stuff, they've got great jeans and other clothes. You got to go check them out at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lea. It's Man Between the Lakes. We're in the guaranteed rate first half. Tiger football, guaranteed rate in Albert Lea is the best residential mortgage rates and service. Call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lea. Our audio and video stream on our website, kqprfm.com, facebook.com/power96mn, and youtube.com. Just search for Albert Lea football. Waiting the kickoff from Austin, and it is in the air. Deep again to McMillan at his goal line. Oh, he lets it go. That's about 5 yards deep and rolls out the back of the end zone. So they'll start again, 1st and 10 from their 20. And Albert Lea, I don't even know if have they gotten a first down? I don't think so. I don't think so, because if you look at their yardage, 3 yards through the air and -2 rushing. It's been a dismal offensive performance here to start the first quarter and 4 minutes or so, as we have 8:49 to play here in the second quarter. Yankee is repositioning McMillan from the backfield to the slot on the left side. There's receivers right and left besides him. There's going to be a running back, a screen to Jansen, but that is incomplete. He was guarded quite closely there. 2nd and 10 from their 20 for Albert Lea. Trailing 21-zip. Clock stops at 8:44 to play here in the second quarter. Players have got to be soaked through because of the a couple of different downpours that we had going. Thanks. Yeah, that was a nice job. Squeegee man. Reg, you think Dan would buy that if we got to get a station squeegee? Here's the snap to Yankee, and he's going over the middle, and the pass is, had 2 receivers in the same area, and I think both of them touched it. McMillan is disgusted with himself. He thought he should have had that, and if he did, he would have been off to the races because he was past everybody at the 40, and with his speed, all he'd had to do was turn around and go, but it falls incomplete. And around the 40, so a nice heave there by Yankee. Probably 4 Austin defenders around those receivers, but we have a penalty on Albert Lea that's declined, a hold. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from their 20. And up to the line they come. Shotgun for Yankee. He's got Jansen and McMillan in the backfield with receivers right and left. This is going to be a screen to McMillan, but it's sniffed out and stopped right there by this Austin defense, as they're going to lose about 3 yards to the 17-yard line. So McMillan's second catch, but it negates. He had 3 yards gained on the last play, and he loses 3 there, so he's got 2 catches for 0. And Alex Palmer drops back to punt. Not in his end zone this time. At about his 6, he lets it fly, and it goes over the head of the receiver down to the 40 of Austin. He picks it up, and he's heading upfield. There's flags down as he crosses midfield and is tackled at about the 48 of the Tigers by, is that Giles?
Squish when the ball landed.
There's puddles on the turf field. The flag will straighten that out here. Could be a block, illegal block on the Packers. Looks like they're going against Austin here. So they go back 10 on them. That's their 6th penalty for 50 yards. 3 for 30 against the Tigers. So it'll be 1st and 10 Austin at their own 43 this time. Reasonable anyway, instead of taking over at the Tiger 20. 7:53 left here in the first half. As the snap is back into the shotgun. The pass over the middle is caught. No, incomplete. They say he scooped it. It bounced into the intended receiver. And incomplete. So 2nd and 10. As Lang, he hit his guy wide open there, but unable to get it to Braden Bishop, who normally is a quarterback, but he was out on the route there and hit the ground trying to cradle that one, but it apparently bounced in, according to the refs. So 2nd and 10 for Austin from their own 43. And here is a keeper from quarterback Lang, who gets close to midfield, up to about the 48. Give him 5 yards on that run. 3rd and 5 from their own 48. Lang now with 19 yards on the ground on his 3 carries. 62 through the air, 5 of 9 unofficially. Walker with 11 carries for 69 yards and 3 touchdowns, as well as a catch for 6 yards. Here's the snap from the shotgun. He gives it to Walker around the right side to the 50. 45 gets outside there and is shoved out of bounds. First down yardage to about the 43 of Albert Lee. 9-yard pickup for Walker. He's up to 78 yards. Manny Guy has 3 catches for 48 yards. Isaac Osgood with 1 for 2 for the Packers, who've had their offense going pretty well tonight, despite the penalties. That first drive, they had 4 penalties and drove down the field, but then they had to end up punting from about the 50. And after that, it's been an onslaught. Of course, Tiger turnovers and great field position for the Packers have helped. They have receivers right and left. Walker Lang in the backfield with Walker, and he's going to hit Walker on a screen here at a 40 inside the 35. Flags fly. Should be close to a first down, but the flags might come into play as Walker was tackled there. They say at the 33, which would be a yard past the marker, but it's going to go against Austin again. So they will mark it off another penalty against the Packers. I think it was Byron last week. They had a lot of penalties too with the big win. They put it back to the 48 of Albert Lee. So a 5-yarder there. 7th penalty on Austin for 55 yards unofficially. And it's going to be 1st and 10, 1st and 15. Well, they got to get to the 33. So, yeah, 1st and 15 at the 48. As Lang gets the snap, and he's going to keep it here after a fake handoff. And he gets down to the 40. 8-yard scamper for Jack Lang. His 4th carry for 27 yards. And a 2nd down and about 7 from the Albert Lee 40. With 5:40 and counting left here in the first half. A guaranteed rate first half brought to you by Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lee. For the best residential mortgage rates and service, call 507-320-2229 or stop at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Here's Walker around the right side, inside the 30 to the 23. They have a 0 out on the scoreboard. As I said, 1st and 10 on the 4. It was actually the 40. He gets all the way down to the 22. So 18-yard run for Joseph around that right side. And he's up to 96 yards now on 13 totes. Scored 3 times from 12, 5, and 1. And it's first down. Under 5 minutes to go here in the half. 1st and 10 on the 22 for the Packers in Albert Lee territory. from the shotgun. Lang going to keep it right up the middle, then off to the left, and he rumbles all the way down to the inside the 15. Another first down. Close to it anyway. Oh, yeah, they got past the 10, actually. No, they're going to put it, where are you going to put it down? Yeah, inside the 10 at about the 8. So first and goal. Fifth run there for Walker, or rather Jack Lang on the day. First and goal at the 8. 4:20 to play in the half. There's Walker around the left side. He's tripped up. Nice play defensively for Albert Lee. See if I can get a number on that. Is that Jansen? Yep. Big number 11 comes in with a big play there. Stops Walker. As they're going to keep it at the 8, so no gain on that one. No, it's down to the 6. So he did get a couple of yards. .98 yards for Walker on the first half here. 3:44 to play, and a fake handoff, and then Lang walks right into the end zone around the right side. And Jack Lang scores the 4th touchdown for the Packers from 6 yards out. And he's got 45 yards on the ground. 98 for Walker. And with 3:37 to go, second quarter, they get another score as Lang, it's 4 rushing touchdowns. 12, 1, 5, and 6 yards. Extra point, hold is there, and the kick is good. And that is going to make it 28-0 on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. With 3:37 to play here in the first half, Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lea. Great quality clothing, tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. And buy discount gift certificates to Man Between the Lakes on our Power Shopper at kqprfm.com. And like them on Facebook. More action coming up here from the Gus on Power 96 Sports.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
All right, ready for the kickoff here. 28-0, 3:37 to go. Austin leading, kicking off to the Tigers. McMillan at his 3. It's a line drive. It goes off his hands and into the end zone where he grabs it and he'll try to bring it out. And he's at the 10. He's the 15, the 20. He breaks a tackle there. He's up to the 30 and then tripped up at the 35. As the referee takes a tumble as well right after that. But nice return. After it bounced off his arm into the end zone, McMillan picked it up and got out to the 36-yard line. First and 10, best field position starting-wise for the Tigers tonight, trailing 28-zip with 3:23 to play. Derek McMillan, he's been a spark plug when he plays. I think he had over 100 yards rushing in that one game that he came in. He didn't start that game, but he finished it and did well. Of course, he was probably playing against third stringers. And it doesn't matter. It all counts. And he gets the carry there, and he's stuffed right at the point of attack. It might have lost a yard to the 35. Yep, that's where they're going to set her down. Derek's first carry, -1. So, -3 yards for the Alberta offense rushing on 6 carries. And they have 2 for 4 passing for 0 yards. That's not good. That's -2 total yards in the first half. Let's go, guys. Let's get some yards here. 2:46 to play and running. Snap back to Yonke in the shotgun. He's going to pass it over the middle. It is caught near midfield. Didn't get a number on it. Could be Edwin on the right side there as a first down all the way up to the 49. 14-yard completion. Yankee to Edwin. And there you go. That's positive yardage. I call for it. They answer. Let's get some more yards. Let's try that every play. 1st and 10 for Alberley on their own 49. Time running down, though. 2:10 left here in the first half. They're trying to get a score before halftime. And they'll get the ball first in the second half as well. That one is a bad snap off to Yankee in the shotgun. He's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that's about it. His first run goes for nothing there. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 49. Clock continues to run, though, at 1:45, and they're getting back in the huddle and all that tick, 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 tick. 1:38 as they come to the line. Shotgun. And the backs even, a yard behind Yankee. Receivers right and left. He's going to pass. He's got some time over the middle. It's tipped by the Packers and incomplete. 3rd and 10. Stops the clock at 1:24. Got to get a first down here. And, of course, I would say they're in 4-down territory, so they've got 2 chances to get the 10 yards. They have 2 timeouts left, too, so plenty of weapons at their disposal to try and get this score here. They just got to get yards. Yankee again, shotgun. He's got his receivers right and left. He's going to go over the middle again, and it's Moeller who jumps up and can't get to it. Austin player had it but dropped it. 4th down and 10. It was a little high for Luke at the jump, the junior wide receiver. We got some players coming back next year for Alberley with Moeller and Edwin. Some of the skill players, Logan Strom, the tight end, will be back. Tanner Kahn coming back. Dakota Yankee coming back. He's a junior. Although seniors, Cole Jansen and Garrett Giles are gone, but Derek McMillan, I believe, is a junior as well. So there's the punt. That time it was Kiter who came in to punt. Gets it to the 20. Returned to the, I thought he stepped out of bounds at the 35, but he's still going to the 38-yard line. Return man for the Packers is number 18, Peyton Ransom, sophomore. So 1st and 10 at the 39, I guess they settle on. For Austin here with 1:04 to go, up 4 touchdowns. They probably will just try to run it up the middle here and kill the last 1:04. But who knows? They might pass it over the middle, try and put the dagger in here. Got Guy out to the left with Terry and Osgood right. And they are going for the dagger. He got Guy at the 30, catches it, and he's downed there. Defensively for Alberley, that was Cameron Mudra, who was on him, but he made the catch and then was tackled there. And a timeout is called on a big play there from the 39 down to the Alberley 25, 36-yard pass play from Lang, who's up to 98 yards passing. And Guy with 4 catches now. What did I say? 25, 36 yards. 84 yards through the air on 4 catches from Andy Guy, the junior. All right, we'll take a break and be back with more action here. The last 56 seconds of the first half on Power 96 Sports.
The doors are open at your local Austin and Albert Lee Pizza Ranches. John, Trish, and the gang are excited to serve you. Now you can enjoy all the things your Austin and Albert Lee Pizza Ranches have been famous for. Dine in, relax, and enjoy the buffet. Hot pizza, chicken, fresh salad, desserts, and now hot wings are available. Want to take 2 to go or need delivery? Yep, it's all back and waiting for you. Of course, social distancing and measures are in place for your safety and theirs. The Pizza Ranches in Austin and Albert Lee now open to serve you.
1st and 10 after the long 36-yard pass play from Lang to Guy. Now Walker on the screen, almost tackled by a Yankee for a short game, but he is able to get 5 more yards down to about the 29, or the 19 rather. 19 is where they are. From the 25, so about a 6-yard gain there on the screen play. To Walker. Second catch of the day. And with 24 seconds and running, 2nd and 5 from the Tiger 19 as they try and get another score in here before the half. Almost picked by Albert Lee. Did it hit the ground? No, it's caught. Tipped by the Tigers and caught by the Packers as they get it to the 11-yard line, first down. About an 8-yard gain there as the luck continues to be on Austin's side. I'm not sure who caught that one. It could have been, I think it was Osgood, as he got it down to the 11. So 8 yards. It's Osgood's first catch for 8 yards. Thanks to Guaranteed Rate Residential Mortgage at 134 South Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com and like them on Facebook. Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee. Call 507-377-0222. Online, alphaorthodontics.com and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage in Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric, 310 South 2nd Avenue West, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-4279. Online, thompsonelectricofalbertlee.com and like them on Facebook. 14 seconds left, 1st and 10 from the 12. Austin now with Lang dropping back to pass it into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Nobody home on that one, and it'll be 2nd and 10. 8 seconds left. There was some lightning in the Blue Earth area that we got reports of, but hasn't gotten here yet. Of course, if there's any lightning, they'll stop the game for the player safety. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamante, 710 East Main Street, Suite 100, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-3245. Online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota, click on Albert Lee, and you'll find Joey, and you can like him on Facebook. Albert Lee Taxi at 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albert Lee. Call 507-383-3341. 8 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for Austin on the Albert Lee 12. Back to pass. And Lang finds his man in the end zone for the touchdown. And that was it Guy or Osgood? I couldn't quite see. We'll see how they react to him on the sideline. I think it was Osgood. 16. So they set up for the extra point. There's 2 seconds left here in the half. And the point after sneaks into that by the right upright and is good for a 35-0 Austin lead at halftime. 2 seconds left here in the first half. As that is from Lang to Osgood. And they are pulling away from the Tigers. And again, our thanks to Austin Area Chamber of Commerce at 329 Main Street South, Suite 102 in Austin. Call 507-437-4561. Online, austincoc.com, and like them on Facebook. Farmers Insurance Agent Jim Benson at 209 4th Avenue Northeast in Austin. Call 507-433-9696. Online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota, click on Austin. You'll find Jim, and you can like him on Facebook. Also, Urban & Gerbert's at 132 Bridge Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 507-473-2033 and online at urbanandgerberts.com. And like them on Facebook. The kickoff, short roller all the way down to the, actually not short because it ends up going to about the 12. Time runs out. The referee stopped the play. Well, there's still 1 second left. Apparently he downed it there at the 15-yard line. So 1 offensive play left for the Tigers. Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13, Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. Online, manchestermutual.com, and like them on Facebook. Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage, 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online, albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home coming up with the halftime stats, and they'll have the final stats too. They're on Highway 13, Albert Lee. Call 373-4330 online, BayviewFuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. Here's the last play of the half. Yonke has it. He's back to pass. Flares went out to McMillan, incomplete, and screenplay, and that's the end of the first half, 35-0 in favor of Austin. Brought to you by Man Between the Lakes, on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard, I should say. They're at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lea. Great quality clothing, tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. So the guaranteed rate first half ends 35-zip Austin. And guaranteed rate has the best residential mortgage rates and service. Call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lea. We have the Alpha Orthodontics second half of football coming up, and we'll get the stats to you as well from Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home here in just a couple of minutes on Power 96 Sports.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Minnesota's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Yeah! Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Minnesota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Minnesota high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Minnesota high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association. High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Minnesota knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Minnesota needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
And back here, Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota, as we are at 35-0 halftime here. Austin leading Albert Lee, and both 0-7 clubs, but Austin getting the better of it in the first half. They started out the scoring at 1:19 left in the first quarter. It was Joseph Walker running it in from 12 yards out. The extra point was good. 7-0 Austin. Then with 9:12 to play in the second quarter, Walker again, a 1-yard run. Extra point was good. Then after a turnover deep in their end for the Tigers, Austin took over, and it was 23 seconds after the last touchdown that Walker scored again on a 5-yard run. The extra point was good, and it was 21-0 with 8:49 to play in the half. Then with 3:37 to go, quarterback Jack Lang ran one in from 6 yards. The extra point was good. And with 2 seconds left in the half, it was Lang to Osgood for 8 yards and a touchdown, making it 35-0 after the extra point. Jack Lang with 7 out of 13 passing for 112 yards and a score. He ran it 6 times for 45 yards. And it was Joseph Walker running 14 times. I got him 14 carries for 98 yards and 3 scores. Also caught 2 passes for 11 yards. Manny Guy with 4 catches for 84 yards. Osgood with 2 for 8, and he ran 1 for 2 yards. For the Tigers, the quarterback Yankee had 3 for 7 passing for 14 yards and ran once for nothing, no yards. Cole Jansen had a carry for -2. Garrett Giles with 4 carries for 0. Derek McMillan with 1 carry for -1. And he had 2 catches for 0 total yards. And Max Edwin with 1 catch for 14 yards on the day, leading the charge for the Tigers, who wrap up the season here. And section play starts Tuesday next week around the area. And some area teams with a chance to be the number 1 seed, like Blooming Prairie. I know, who is it out 9-man? Grand Meadow has got a chance. They popped into the top 10 late in the season in 9-man football, and they're within our listening area. So, and Maple River as well. They're 5-1. Same section as Blooming Prairie and Blue Earth area. Blooming Prairie 7-0. Maple River and Blue Earth area at 6-1 each. I'm trying to see if I can see some area scores here from the MEA week of football. Well, Faribault leads Northfield in Big 9 football 36-0. And United South Central trailing Lester Prairie on the road, USC tonight there, but it's close. It's 14-6 in progress there. As I peruse that's all I can see for local games in there, unless Reg has anything on Tweeterville, on any kind of scores for Blooming. I don't know, does Blooming tweet their scores out, Blooming Prairie? I'm not sure if they've done that in the past or not, but we are at 35-0 here. About 3.5 minutes left in halftime festivities, which feature the youth, Albert Lee youth football team again this week. They did a great job last week, and they brought them back in here to play in the rain. Although it's not raining right now, but boy, we've had our share on this turf field, and it's held up well, although the ball squishes sometimes when it hits the turf, but I'm sure their feet get quite wet too, but it's held up well. You don't have the field tearing apart like you do on regular turf. So nothing from the Blooming game, but we'll see. They were playing 0-9 Medford, so you got to think they'd win, but weirder things have happened. So they look to get the number 1 seed in Section 2AA. For next Tuesday, we'll be following Blooming Prairie until they're done, and then we'll move on to somebody else in our listening area. If there's anybody left, we'll start following them. That's how it works. But Blooming Prairie, the defending champion, although it was in Class 1A, I believe. They won their title back 2 years ago. No football last year, but they got moved up to 2AA. Quite a jump, but still have been number 1 all year and undefeated, so 7-0 and looking to be 8-0 heading into the sections as the number 1 seed. If they would play their first 2 games, assuming they win the first one, and they'll be playing the lowest seed, of course, in the section, and they'll play those first 2 games at home. The section championship is in Janesville at JWP. State tournament opens for Class 2AA in Hastings for the quarterfinal round, and then the semifinal and final up at U.S. Bank Stadium. I've been there. That was fun, following Blooming to the championship there at the Vikings home a couple of years ago. All right, well, we'll duck out here for the last minute and a half or so of halftime festivities and bring you right back here to Power 96 Sports at the Gus.
How do you want your life to sound? Like this? Or like this? Life is better with a boat. Find the perfect boat to get you away from the noise, because really, life is better with a boat. Find your perfect Crestliner boat with Mercury Motor at Mapleton Marine, also at mapletonmarine.com or on Highway 22 in Mapleton. Life is better with a boat.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
The doors are open at your local Austin and Albert Lee pizza ranches. John, Trish, and the gang are excited to serve you. Now you can enjoy all the things your Austin and Albert Lee pizza ranches have been famous for. Dine in, relax, and enjoy the buffet. Hot pizza, chicken, fresh salad, desserts, and now hot wings are available. Want to take 2 to go or need delivery? Yep, it's all back and waiting for you. Of course, social distancing and measures are in place for your safety and theirs. The pizza ranches in Austin and Albert Lee now open to serve you.
Back here at the Gus, halftime just about over. 35-0 Austin over Albert Lee. And Medford is in Blooming Prairie's section. So if the Blossoms beat Medford tonight, they could open the sections against Medford in Blooming next Tuesday, because they would be the top seed playing the lowest seed. And Medford has not won yet this year, and Blooming has not lost this year. So a little doubleheader action between Blooming and Medford. Unless Medford squeaks out a win, then somebody else might be the lower seed. There's New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva, St. Clair, Loyola, Waterville, Elysian, Morristown, Medford, Maple River, Blue Earth area, LeSueur, Henderson, and Blooming Prairie in that section that we'll be dabbling in with following the Blossoms, hopefully to another state title. As we get ready to go here in the second half, they put another couple of minutes on the board. We're still at 1:30 to go here in the half, and we'll be in the Alpha Orthodontics second half of Tiger football, brought to you by Alpha Orthodontics in Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee, a proud supporter of Tiger football. In October is National Orthodontic Health Month. Dr. Leonard recommends bringing your child in as early as age 7 for their first complimentary exam. And that allows Dr. Leonard to monitor changes and to recommend the best time to start. No referral is necessary either. Gosh, they make it easy for you. Call 377-0222 or online alphaorthodontics.com. And like them on Facebook. Look at that. Let's see. I was trying to think. We have 2 businesses, I think, that have 0222 for a number. Who's the other one? No, it's close though. 2.229 and an 0.222. A lot of twos. So 35-0, and it'll be Albert Lee getting the ball first here. No, he kick it off. No, he's just warming up. I thought, it was Austin who got the kickoff, and they had that long first drive. They had 4 penalties, and they moved it down the field, but then one last penalty kind of bit them, and they had to punt it away. They went for it on a 4th down and got it, but 4 penalties for like 35 yards. Snuffed out that drive. But then they started scoring with ease because of, only one Albert Lee turnover in that first half that I can recall, and then some good offensive play. They've got the yards for sure, with quarterback Lang throwing for 112 and running for 45, and they got Mr. Walker in the backfield with 98 yards. 11 through the air. And Manny Guy, the primary receiver, getting 84 yards on 4 carries. So definitely a good offensive night for those Packers as they come out finally onto the field to line up for the kickoff. Albert Lee still has yet to take the field. A fresh 12 is on the clock as we get going. Come on. People want to get home. Let's get this game done. No word yet who Albert Lee's going to be playing section-wise, but they'll pair them up here after these games. Should hear in the next few days. They'll be on the road. I think you can guarantee that, especially if they don't come back to win this one. Tigers now on the field. McMillan standing at his 15 to receive this kickoff. Kick by Joe Ewing. He's a junior. Gonna lay into this one from the 40. It's in the air and goes over McMillan's head into the end zone. Bounces at the 5 and rolls into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Tigers. And it looks like McMillan, the tailback, with Jansen in front of him. And Yankee, of course, quarterbacking all the way this season. I don't think he's missed a single offensive snap. He's been beaten up, basically, each week as his time to throw has not been what it should be. But he's a tough hombre, and he's been taking every snap. No matter how hard he gets hit, he gets up and keeps going. Here's a pitch back to McMillan, right side. Tries to cut it back inside, and he's only going to get a couple of yards there. We get him at the 22, so second carry of the day for McMillan. 2-yard gain there, gets him to 1 yard positive on the game. The only ball carrier for Albert Lee with positive yardage. Everybody else at 0 or 2 under, or that's about it. So 2nd and 8 from the 22. And the shotgun. Yankee is keeping it around the left side. He gets pounded down at the 26. So he gets 4 yards on a quarterback keeper. Second carry for Dakota, 4 yards on the evening. Bring up 3rd and 4 from their own 26. Tigers trailing 35-0. Just underway here, about a minute and change into the 3rd quarter from the Gus and Albert Lee in a wet field. The pass over the middle, trying to get it to Tanner Kahn down the left side, hash marks, and it was a short one, tipped by the Packers. And not quite far enough out there. Tanner, if he would have led him a little bit, he could have completed that and got quite a few yards out of that one, but Tanner Kahn outrunning that throw from Yankee, and they'll punt on 4th and 8. And, they had the rush on there, and a booming kick from Palmer all the way to the 35. Misplayed by the Packer player. He breaks a tackle at the 30 and gets it back up to the 40. 1st and 10 Packers at the 40. Nice kick from Palmer with A lot of pressure on him there. A couple of guys came in, but is there a flag? No. I thought the ref was pointing towards the Albert Lee side, but it'll be 1st and 10 at the 40, their own 40 for Austin. As they've moved it up and down the field here in the first half, we'll see what the second half brings. As Lang and Walker still in the backfield. Lang the quarterback, Walker the tailback, and receivers 2 to the left, 1 right. And they start with a handoff to Walker right up the middle, and he's at midfield, stumbles a little bit, but regains his footing and then powers his way down to about the 43. Edwin makes the tackle. Nice open field tackle by Max, the junior. But a big rumble there for about 19 yards for Joseph Walker. His 15th carry for 117 yards on the ground. He's got 3 touchdowns, too. Here's a handoff again. Walker, right side. He's dragged down from behind at about the 36. Nice tackle there by Noah Dye. Looked like 63. It's tough to see those Albert Lee numbers here when they play at home. When they're on the road, they got the white unis on, and it's easier to see, but dark blue and red just doesn't shine very well under the lights. 9:29 to play in the third. Austin on the move again. 2nd and 5 on the 38, and there's Walker around the left side this time. Gets to about the 30, just inside the 30. First down there on a 6-yard carry. .30-yard line is where they put it. Exactly. 1st and 10. Packers. Albert Lee territory again. 9:05 and counting. Well, 35-point lead into the fourth quarter is the state rule for the MSHSL, that the mercy rule where the clock keeps ticking. But the last 2 times Albert Lee's been down 35 at halftime, or 35 or more, they have just run it from all the way through the second half. In the mercy rule, here's a pass down the middle, caught but dropped. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete. I thought he may have made a football move. He turned around, and he's hurt, their receiver. But he was hit hard, and the ball popped out. Boy, I was thinking that was a fumble, but the referee right there called it incomplete right away. And he is hurt, and Austin player's taking a knee down there. I don't see a number on him, but he's down at about the 10-yard line. Hasn't moved much. He's rolling around a little bit. So 8:38 to play. And we'll take a break and be back with more action here from the Gus on Power 96 Sports.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
It was Brayton Bishop, a junior. He's listed as a quarterback and defensive lineman, but he was the receiver on that one. He was hit hard at the 10. Dropped the ball and incompletion, and he got up and walked off under his own power, limping a little bit. It brings up 2nd and 10 for the Packers at the Albert Lee 30. 8:38 to play. And they haven't started the clock here yet, so they're not doing the mercy rule just yet. And there's a handoff to Walker all the way down to the 20, and that'll be a first down if that's in fact where he got. If they mark it short, though, and they do, 21. They're going to give him 9, so 3rd and 1, rather. But Walker really starting to pile on the yards. He's up to 132 on 17 carries. Single setback is Walker. Lang in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to try and keep it. But nice play by the Tigers to make him lose a yard. Maybe down. He got to the line of scrimmage there. Might have been. Let me see. Looked like it was Trenton Johnson on the stop. So 4th and 1. At the 21. 7:37 and counting left in the third. Another long night here. As they're going to try a field goal. Somebody coming on late for the Packers. The end of the line looks like an Osgood. He's got those red sleeves. And he goes to the other side of the field. It is Isaac Osgood to block. And the snap was a little off, but they got it down, and it's through from 37 yards on the field goal by Joe Ewing. 37-yarder. And that makes it 38-0. Austin with 7:09 to play here in the third quarter. First score of the second half is a field goal. Don't see those too much in high school ball. But that's on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. Brought to you by Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lea. Great quality clothing, tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. And we're in the Alpha Orthodontics second half. They are a proud supporter of Tiger football and from the Skyline Plaza, Albert Lea. They have helped people get the smile of their dreams in over 150 zip codes. Dr. Leonard has been a board-certified orthodontist for over 35 years. Call him at 377-0222 or online, alphaorthodontics.com. And like them on Facebook. And I should have mentioned Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home with the halftime stats. And told you all about them. They're Albert Lee's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them. Highway 13, Albert Lea. Call 373-4330. Online, bayviewfuneral.com. No home there, bayviewfuneral.com online. And you can like them on Facebook as well. Kickoff in the air. McMillan over his head again. No, that's not McMillan. That's somebody with a 5 at the end. It could have been, I don't know. There's no 25. There's no 15. It's not Tanner Kahn, number 5. It's not Ben Kiters at 45. Or is it? 35? I don't have a 35, so he doesn't exist. Sorry about that, folks. If he's your son, I apologize, but there's no 35 on my roster that I was given by the school, so not sure who that was, but it's 1st and 10 Albert Lea at the 20. And it's going to be a handoff inside and going nowhere on that one. Was it McMillan or Jansen? Looks like Jansen on that. Second down, and they're going to put it down at the 19, so a loss of a yard on that play. Second and 11 from the 19 for Albert Lea, their own 19. I backfield behind Yonke, who is up under center. Receivers right and left. Fake the pitch, and that's going to lose yards all the way back to the 16. Another 3-yard loss. And they're going backwards. As we have now the third down, and got to get to the where they're 30, and they are at the 16. So 3rd and 14. As Yonke brings them up. And he is going to pass it. It's a flare out to the left, but read perfectly by the Packers. And well, he was lucky to catch that one and not have a fumble. But he held on. Whoever the receiver was, swarmed under there. Not a chance to get anything going. And it's going to bring up 4th down, deep in their own territory again, as they will punt it away And punting is another guy I don't have, number 42. Not on my roster. High snap, but he gets it and kicks it to the 50. Oh, that's a boomer. It lands at the Austin 46 and takes an Albert Lee bounce inside the 35 all the way down to the 30. Jeez. It's like a 70-yard punt with the roll and all. So he should make all conferences on that one punt. Anyway, it's 5:04 to go here in the third quarter. It's 38-0 Austin. They get the ball back at their own 30. The Alpha Orthodontics second half. Dr. Leonard specializing in getting you a great smile. He's the area's elite Invisalign provider. Ask about Invisalign for a less noticeable option. Call today for your complimentary consultation. Take your first step towards your new smile. Call 377-0222 or online alphaorthodontics.com and like them on Facebook. As they line up again, shotgun formation, we got a new quarterback for the Packers. Handoff is going nowhere. Is that still Walker? No, it's a new quarterback-running back combo for the Packers. It's Braden Bishop is in. He was the one who was knocked out there the last play. Aiden Pepper is the running back. And he got no yards on that one. Actually lost a yard, they say. So 1 carry -1 for Aiden. And Braden and Aiden. As the ball is on the ground and Albert Lee has it, they say. Do the refs agree? I haven't seen a referee say it, but apparently they do. Yes, Albert Lee has turned him over on the fumble. First turnover for the defense of the Tigers. I don't know if it was Bishop or Pepper who coughed that one up, but it's Albert Lee ball. We'll blame the running back. The rain has picked up again here in Albert Lee and getting all over our wires inside the window here. 4:20 left in the third. Long pass, Yankee towards the end zone. Almost picked off there. He was trying to get it out to Edwin inside the 5, but it was closer to an Austin player who could not get his hands on it. So second down and 10 as Albert Lee has it. At the 27 of the Packers, this is a golden opportunity to score here. Tigers' best field position. They can't afford to not come away with something here. 4:13 left, 38-0 Austin. Be nice to get some points on the board. Yankee again in the shotgun and back to pass again, and he's got Edwin on the right side. Nice move to get away from the first tackler, but then he's put down at about the 23-yard line. Gain of 4. And for Edwin, his second catch, 18 yards. 3rd and 7. They're going to give him 3. I give him 4. I'm nicer. So at the 24-yard line. Got to get to about just inside the 18 for a first down here. Yankee, shotgun. Back to pass, under duress, just kind of throws it at the line of scrimmage to avoid the sack there, and it's going to bring up 4th down. On the incompletion, no grounding. And he is running for his life again. As he gets, if he gets 2 seconds, oh, maybe they will call it. There's a flag down. It's at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they're going to call him grounding. Lost it down, so brings up 4th. And they will mark it off against the Tigers. That's their 4th penalty. 7 for Austin on the night. It's only a 5-yard penalty, but a loss of downs. And so 4th and 7 from the 34. He couldn't lose it down. It was 4th down. It's 5th down. 3:29 to play in the third quarter here for Albert Lee as they are now at their 34, the Austin 34. Got to get to the 18. Yankees back to pass and over the middle towards Edwin, but he was interfered with, and they could throw the flag. Yeah, he was grabbed before the ball got there, and they're going to move it up to the 22 if it's a spot foul, but it'll be an automatic first down, if that's indeed what it is. And I think it will be. Referees confer at about the 32. Now explaining to Austin what they did wrong, and it's defensive pass interference. It might just be a mark-off. And I hope it's automatic first, but we'll see. They're still discussing what they should do with it. Standing at about the 33. Going over the options with the Austin coach. 3:23 to play here in the third. 38-0 Austin. Both teams with 3 timeouts left here. So what are we going to do with the ball here, guys? They again show that it was defensive pass interference. They're going to mark it from the 33 down to, close to a first down at the 19, about a yard away, so 4th and 1. 8th penalty on Austin. 65 yards. Hasn't hurt them on the scoreboard, though, leading 38-0. So they call it 4th and 2. They got to get to the 18.5, 17.5. They're at the 19, so about a yard and a half. Short 2 yards. 4th down, though, and whistles before the snap. As a timeout, Albert Lee is called. Coach Dunn wants to talk things over with 3:23 to go here in the third quarter. 38-0 Packers. Back with more on Power 96 Sports.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back here in Albert Lee, it's 38-0, third quarter, 3:23 to go. And thanks to Urban and Gerbert's, the Tiger Player of the Game will be announced after the game here. Getting a $20 gift card from Urban and Gerbert's all season long. Order in person at 132 Bridge Avenue. And by the way, we've picked a different player every week, so I'm kind of proud of that. Order in person at 132 Bridge Avenue in Albert Lee with a convenient drive-through, or download the free app and order online at urbanandgerberts.com. Plus, they deliver sports boosters, Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, Freeborn County Solid Waste, T&W Towing, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward. As on a 4th and 2, the handoff's to Jensen. He's got it. He barrels across the 15 to the 14, and if there's no flags, it'll be 1st and 10, Albert Lee, and it is. As he got to the 10. No, 14. So 6 yards puts Jansen in positive yardage at 3 yards on 3 carries on the night. The fullback with McMillan, or it's somebody else behind him. Now there's somebody else in that the tailback position, but this is play going for a couple of yards over the middle. Is that a keeper? As there'll be 2nd down for the Tigers, and they put it down at about the 12-yard line. So a 2-yard gain. As they come up in the I backfield, Yankee up under center, receivers right and left. One each, and this is going to be a fake handoff, so the play action, then a pass incomplete to the left. To, it looks like 13. I don't have a 13. No, it's 33. That's Bryson Kirsch out there trying to. He's the tailback that was in there now, and he had that one behind him a little bit and incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 8 from the 12. as Albertley has been given good field position here on the turnover, and they've kept the drive alive, making a 4th down and 2 run work with Jansen, and now down to 3rd down. The pass is to the left. It's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it out on the numbers. Looks like Kirsch again on the receiving end of that, but falls incomplete. It's over his head. Urban and Gerbert, of course, at 132 Bridge Avenue in Albertley. I've been talking about them with the player of the game. With the drive-through, download the free app and order online, or go on. They deliver also at Urban and Gerbert's and online, urbanandgerberts.com. Also, I'd like to acknowledge our other sponsors, Farmers Insurance Agent Jim Benson, 209. There's a penalty on Austin, which moves the ball to the 9-yard line. 1st down. 1st and goal at the 9 now for Albertley as Yankees in the shotgun, throwing it over the middle. Double covered was Edwin at the goal line, incomplete. Albertley looking for an interference call as he was kind of ping-ponged in there, or pinballed, I guess would be the right better term for it. But nonetheless, 2nd down and goal from the 9 for Albertley. Jim Benson at 209 4th Avenue Northeast in Austin. Call him at 507-433-9696 as they have a handoff up the middle. Albertley trying to get yardage down to the 5. I don't know, his forward progress is going to be more like the 7 or 8. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and goal at the 8. Jim Benson, online, agentstufffarmers.com. Click on Minnesota, then on Austin, and you'll see Jim. And like him on Facebook. From the I, Yankee gets it in the I formation behind him. Kirsch again on that flare, a little screen pass that's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Inside the 10 for the Tigers. Also, Austin Area Chamber of Commerce at 329 Main Street South, Suite 102 in Austin. Call 507-437-4561. Online, austincoc.com. And like them on Facebook. Looks like a field goal attempt here for Albertley. And they don't have a number on the kicker. Can you see a number? Is it 3? Alex Palmer. And a bad snap, and it's picked up. It will be run into the corner by Tanner Kahn. Touchdown, Tigers. On an 8-yard, what turns out to be an 8-yard run for Tanner Kahn from scrimmage anyway. And a touchdown. Is there flags down at all? Was it number 8? Luke Moeller? I thought it was number 5. We'll give it to Moeller then. It was either Moeller or Kahn with a run. I thought it was number 5, and I watched him run it in. Here's the extra point from Palmer. Another bad snap, and rolled over and tackled there for no good on the extra point. Yeah, it's Kahn because he's the holder. So it was Kahn on the run and a touchdown. So with 1 minute exactly left here in the 3rd quarter, Albertley gets on the board on the 8-yard run from Tanner Kahn. The holder on a bat snap. He just he ran it around the left side untouched into the end zone. A heads-up play for Tanner. Extra point, though, no good on the bad snap again. And it's a 38-6 ball game. And Austin will get the ball back here. We have 13 minutes left in the game. And thanks again to other sponsors of our game, including Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage, Highway 34, Dodge Center. Call 2225. Online, HodgmanDrainage.com, and like them on Facebook. Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee. Call 507-377-0222. Online at alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. Guaranteed rate residential mortgage at 134 South Newton Avenue, Albert Lee. Call 320-2229 or online people.rate.com, and like them on Facebook. Apparently you got to have 3 2s in your phone number. All Alpha, Guaranteed Rate, and Hodgman all have those. And I mentioned Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like them on Facebook. Also, Thompson Electric, 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-4279. Online, thompsonelectricofalbertlee.com, and like them on Facebook. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamontes, 710 East Main Street, Suite 100 in Albert Lee. Call him at 507-373-3245. Albert Lee Taxi, 1325 Southeast Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-383-3341, and like them on Facebook. As that kickoff goes into the end zone and will be brought out to the 20, 1st and 10 for Austin. Some fans thought it was touched by the Packer in play, but the refs saw it differently, and no time ran off the clock because he didn't effectively touch it, although it was in the end zone, and they did not allow him to even pick it up and bring it out. Audio and video of this game at kqprfm.com, facebook.com/power96mn, and on youtube.com, search for Albert Lee Football. And, of course, on the mighty Power 96 at 96.1 FM. That's a carry that goes for a loss of 2 yards for Austin's backup running back, Aiden Pepper, who's had a rough time of it. 3 carries minus 3 yards in a backup role and a fumble. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 12. Last play of the third quarter should be. Coming up here with 28 seconds and running. They're up by 32, so no mercy rule unless they score again here. As the snap is, again, Pepper going not very far. 9 seconds left, and that'll be the last play of the third quarter. They get him up to about the 20, back to the line of scrimmage, so he gains back what he lost, the 2 yards. And there's the horn for the end of the third quarter, and we thank other great sponsors like Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13 Manchester. Call 507-826-3425, online manchestermutual.com, and like them on Facebook. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000, online edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, I've mentioned them, I guess, and Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lee. 373-1714. Trading Post in Gordonsville, we talked about them. I think that's everybody. We thank them all. There's a lot of businesses that have stepped up to the plate here for Tiger football this season, and we do thank them one and all for their help here in the Alpha Orthodontics second half. Alpha Orthodontics in the Skyline Plaza, proud supporter of Tiger football, and they have flexible financial arrangements customized for you and your family. Choose the payment plan that best fits your budget and get the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call 377-0222 or online alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. So we're at 3rd down and 11 on the 19 for Austin. Their own 19, with the last 12 of the regular season about to start ticking off here for both these squads. From the shotgun, now that one gets away from the quarterback, who just falls on it at the 8. So he's going to lose. Let's see where they mark it. Side judge goes, he's not sure. Well, heck, they got it at the 7. So about a 12-yard loss there. Goes against Bishop, who's the backup quarterback, and they're going to kick it away here with the punter standing halfway into the end zone. 4 or 5 yards deep. Alberley getting the ball back here with what should be good field position. Ready, one lone player, a little late getting in for the Packers on the end of the line there. Now we're ready to go. Snap is good. The kick is on the way, and it's rolling. Moeller's going to get it at midfield, about the 48 of Alberley. And then he gets it stripped away from him, but I think Alberley got it. Yep, they got it back. At the 45 of Austin is where they'll start 1st and 10. Trying to get another score in here and tighten it up a little bit. As we have Yankee still in the ball game. 46-yard line is 1st and 10 for Alberley here in the Austin territory. Still Kirsch and Jansen in the backfield. And Kahn goes wide right. This is going to be a flip and a reverse for Edwin, who gets down to the 40 on a 6-yard gain. His first carry of the game for 6 yards. He's got 18 through the air on a couple of catches. 2nd down and 4 on the Austin 40. Here come the Tigers. Up under center this time, Yankee with the eye backfield. Jansen in front of Kirsch with Edwin and Moeller on the either side of the line. This is a run that's going to be stopped at the 40. Forward progress there. That's Kirsch. No gain. Bryson getting some playing time. He's seen quite a bit, actually, of playing time. Middle of the season, he was the starting tailback. So, they're going to actually make him lose a yard there. So 3rd and 5. Near sideline, near hash mark, I should say. Kirsch this time, again, stopped at the 40, so he'll get that yard back. But it's going to be 4th and 4. And a timeout on the field. Well, flags fly, so that's why. The stoppage. And we have a personal foul on Austin, which will help the cause for the Tigers. That should be a 15-yarder. That might put it down about the 25. Boy, they have been, that's their 10th penalty for 85 yards. And still, they hold the 38-6 lead. 9:25 to play. They're starting to mark it off now to the 35. And the referee's down to the 30. And the 25. He sets it down. 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Tigers as they effort another touchdown here. And you got the eye backfield and Yankee up under center. Receiver right and left. One each side. The snap, and it's going to be a pitch. Kirsch left side. Met at the 35 or 25, the line of scrimmage, and pushed back to the 30, but forward progress has got back at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10. 3 carries for Kirsch, no yards. McMillan with a couple of carries had 1 yard. Giles had 4 totes for 0. And Cole Jansen 3 runs for 3 yards. Dakota Yankee with 4 carries for 3 yards. So not a lot on the ground. They do have 18 through the air is all. That was on the touchdown. No, the touchdown was an 8-yarder. Kahn ran it around on the field goal try. Here's a pass down the middle, caught at the 5 and all the way down to the 2 or 3. is the receiver, and that looks like Khan again. From the 26 to the 3, the 23-yard gain. .23, his first catch of the game for Tanner, the junior, 23 yards, first and goal. All the flags are down. So we'll see what that's all about. Hopefully it does not come back. It does. It's a chop block on the Tigers. So that takes away a great gain down to the 3-yard line. And they'll move him back. As they start to mark it from the line of scrimmage, which is the 25. And it's a big 15-yarder on the Tigers. Their 5th penalty for 50 yards. Moves them all the way back to the 39 of Austin. They got to get to the 15 for a first down. So 25 yards. And it's a screen to Jansen, and he took his eyes off the ball and tried to run before he had it. Incomplete. Yankees 5 of 17 passing for 41. Oh, no, I got to take that one off. 4 for 17 for 18 yards. As the longest play negated by the penalty there, the chop block. 8:16 to go. Ball game, 38-6. Austin. Alberti with the ball. 3rd and 25 and the 39 of Austin. That's picked off by the Packers on the play. Trying to get it to Kirsch there at the 40 was Yankee, but he threw it to the wrong team there as his first interception of the evening. And the Packers turn them over, and they'll have it 1st and 10 out at their own 43. Well, that's too bad, man. They had it down inside the 3 without the chop block. They could have put that one in and scored their second touchdown, but fortune's not on their side, and now it's 1st and 10 Austin at their own 43. Oh, they're going to get procedure on Austin and move him back 5. Because that was number 4 jumped. When the quarterback clapped his hands, his H-back jumped. And that is Joseph Hoffman, senior. 11 penalties now for 90 yards against Austin. Moves them back to the 38, 1st and 15. 8:09 to play, 4th quarter from the Gus. At least the rain has stopped, and there's another penalty as somebody fired off the ball and ran over Johnson of the Tigers. Another 5. 95 yards and penalties. Number 12 against the Packers. And now from the 33, it's 1st and 20. And they hand it off. As I think Pepper, is he still in there? No, 25 now. Jordan Salinas, the running back. And he will get 1 yard on his first carry of the game. So a 2nd and 19 from the 34. They huddle up, wasting more time because they just want to move that clock. 7:30 now left here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 19 for the Packers. 2 backs in the backfield, one of the rare times. It's going to be Salinas running around the right side, but he loses yards there. Nice tackle. Johnson. Somebody up front looks like Trenton Johnson with he's hurt too. He's got a midsection injury there. but it dropped them at the 31 for a 2-yard loss. So 3rd and 22 from the Austin 31 for the Packers with 6:55 and counting left in the game. Johnson stays in the game. Tough customer he is. From the shotgun. Back to pass. The lefty lets her fly and down and round, first down on yardage, and catching it. First down Austin at the 37 or 8 of Albert Lee. 32-yard gain. And that was Cameron Swenson. His first grab of the game. A 32-yarder. And Bishop's first completion. The left-handed quarterback. I didn't even know he was left-handed until there because it was his first pass as they've been running it here in the second half. And now a carry around the left side by Packers' Rylan Clark. Goes nowhere. They are running in players left and right here. Getting playing time. So give him a yard. 2nd and 9 from the Albert Lee 37. 5:45 to play. Braden Bishop quarterbacking the Packers here in the second half. He's tall, man. He towers over the 2 running backs he's got in there. They may be short for all I know, but he looks tall, really tall compared to them. And that's a nice defensive play, sniffed out by the Tigers to hold them to no gain again. That time it was Salinas on the run, and the boys up front were there for the Tigers. 3 carries for Jordan Salinas for -1 yard. Now down to 5 minutes left in the game. And it's 3rd and 11 for Austin at the Albert Lee 38. 38-6 the score on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. Brought to you by Man Between the Lakes, 119 South Broadway, Albert Lee. Great quality clothing, great accessories for any man on your list, even if that man is you. They're going to go down the left sideline. Incomplete. Nice play. Almost picked off by Albert Lee. If he had to turn around sooner, the defensive back for the Tigers would have got that one. And that is, I think, Kahn. Yeah, that was Tanner. Breaking that one up. 4th and 11 now. And they'll bring the punter in. Joe Ewing will drop back to about midfield to kick it back to the Tigers. 4:37 to go here in the ball game. Rain has stopped here lately. It's been on and off for sure all night long. This is a high punt. It's drifting down to about the 12 and then bounces in down inside the 5 and is downed by the Packers at maybe the 2 or 3 yard line. So Albert Lee way back again. Long field to go. The last 4:25 of the game. Trailing by 32. We'll have the final stats brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home here after the game, and then award the player of the game a $20 gift card from Urban and Gerbert's in Albert Lee. First and 10 from the 2. 98 yards. Let's do it. One play. That's all you need. Catch Edwin over the middle, and he's off to the races. I can see it now. But they start with a run. That was Jansen who gets a tough yard maybe inside. For Cole, his 4th carry. 4 yards on the night. 2nd and 9. Huddling up midway through the end zone. Can't afford a penalty in the end zone or a misplay by your quarterback to get sacked or something, but he's going to throw it out of there, and it's bobbing around and picked off by the Packers, and they're going to run it into the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. That one was in traffic, bobbled around, and I didn't even get a number on the Austin player, and they've inundated him over there on the sideline. But he picked it off and ran it in about 10 yards in for the touchdown. Second interception for Yankee there. 10-yard interception return, we'll call it. And the extra point coming as the players shuffle in and out on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. 3:40 to play. 44-6, pending the extra point. Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, Albert Lea. Great quality clothing for fall and tons of great gift ideas for guys and gals. So get on in there and check it out at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lea. High snap, but it's set down. That's going to miss, though. No, it went through. I thought it missed, but it snuck it through that left upright on the extra point to make it a 45-6 score with 3:40 left here in the fourth quarter on Power 96 Sports.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Minnesota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Final in Big Nine football, Faribault at home beating Northfield 36-7, and the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback again for Albert Lea, starting at their 20-yard line. Also, I have another partial score as USC is trailing Lester Prairie 14-6 late in that ball game. That's all I got, though, for area scores. As the Tigers, 3:40 to go, trailing 45-6, first and 10 on their own 20. Yankee brings him out. He'll play every snap at quarterback in this season for the Tigers. I backfield behind him. One receiver each, right and left. Handoff, Kirsch. No, Jansen. 5 yards, 6 yards given. Cole, fifth carry. He's got 10 yards on the night, and it's 2nd and 4 from the 26 for Albert Lea. Thanks to the Austin Area Chamber of Commerce at 329 Main Street South, Suite 102 in Austin. Call 507-437-4561. Online, austincoc.com, and like them on Facebook. Up to the line come the Tigers with 3:05 and counting. And the snap. Handoff again. No, it's a fake. And then a pass out to the right is incomplete to Kirsch. Farmers Insurance Agent Jim Benson at 209 4th Avenue Northeast in Austin. Call 507-433-9696. Online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota. Click on Austin. You'll find Jim there, and you can like him on Facebook. Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like him on Facebook. Farmers Insurance pregame show brought to you by Agent Joey Talamontes at 710 East Main Street, Suite 100 Albert Lea. Call 507-373-3245. Online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota and then Albert Lea, and you'll find Joey and like him on Facebook as a handoff is Going nowhere there. They mark him down at the 28, so 2 yards shy. There's about a gain of a yard. Flag is on the ground. We'll have to sort that out. And they're marking it off against Austin. Way up to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Albert Lee at their own 38 with 1:46 to play. Also, thanks to Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lee, the best residential mortgage rates in service. Call 507-320-2229 or stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Here's a pitch to Kirsch. Around the right side, he weaves his way through a couple of players and gets up to about the 42, a 3-yard carry there on 1st down. His 5th carry for 4 yards. 2nd and 6, minute 14 to play. Thanks. So we have Guaranteed Rate residential mortgage at 134 South Newton Avenue, 320-2229, or online, people.rate.com. Like them on Facebook. Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee. Call 507-377-0222. They've been sponsoring the second half all year long of each game. Online, alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. Here's the snap. It's a pitch to Kirsch. He's going on the left side, and he's got some room up to the midfield, and he's dropped just over midfield, and he'll get 10 yards on that one in a 1st down. Time running down, though, 32 seconds and counting. Hodgman Drainage, Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com. Like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric, 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-4279. As Yankee comes out, he will not get every snap of the year. He'll get 1 snap out of a backup quarterback. And it is Giles in the quarterback position. He's going to roll out to his left, throw it down. He gives it a big heave, and it goes out of bounds. Incomplete as time runs out. And that's the ball game. 45-6, your final score on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. They're at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lee. Great clothes, great accessories. You got to go down there and check them out. You're going to find a lot of great stuff for your man cave, for your body, because there's a lot of great clothes. And men and women alike will love what they see at Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway. Also, thanks to Albert Lee Taxi at 1325 Southeast Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-383-3341 and like them on Facebook. Alpha Orthodontics with the second half of football with offices in Albert Lee, Mason City, and Blue Earth. Proudly serving southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Their dental monitoring app checks your smile more often with less of the hassle, even from the comfort of your own home. We'll be back with some stats and from some final words here from the Gus in Albert Lee on Power 96 Sports.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Minnesota high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Minnesota high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back here at the Gus, final score 45-6, Austin over Albert Lee, and it was Austin's O that had to go as they improved to 1-7 on the year. Albert Lee finishing the year 0-8. And see, Tiger Player of the Game. Well, their only score was from Tanner Kahn, so we'll go with Tanner and give him the $20 gift certificate from Urban and Gerbert's in Albert Lee. And they are at 132 Bridge Avenue, Alberley, with a convenient drive-through, or download the free app and order online at urbanandgerberts.com. Plus, they deliver, and you can order in person, too. They're at 132 Bridge Avenue. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home final stats brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, Alberley's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them. On Highway 13 Alberley, call 373-4330 or online, bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. As I mentioned, Tanner Conway, the only score for Alberley. It came with a minute left in the third quarter, and it was on a field goal attempt. He was the holder. It was a bad snap. He grabbed it and ran right around the left side, untouched for the score, which saved the shutout. And lots of great stats for Austin. Since they're close, and it was a border battle, we can go through it. Jack Lang had 7 of 14 passing for 112 yards and a score, and he ran it 7 times for 45 yards. Braden Bishop was 1 for 2 for 32 yards. And also Joseph Walker with 17 carries for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 catches for 11 yards. Aiden Pepper had 4 carries, -1 yard. Jordan Salinas with 3 carries for -1. And Rylan Clark had a carry for a yard. Manny Guy, 4 grabs for 84 yards. Isaac Osgood had 2 for 8 and a score with a run for 2 yards. And then Cam Swinson with 1 catch worth 32 yards for the Packers. As far as the Tigers, Dakota Yankee went 3 of 19 by my count for 18 yards. Ran it 4 times for 3 yards and had a couple of picks. And Garrett Giles came in for 1 play at quarterback. Otherwise, Yankee would have played every snap at quarterback this season, all but 1. Running backs, Cole Jansen had 5 carries for 10 yards, rather. And Garrett Giles with 4 for 0. Derek McMillan, 2 carries for 1 yard, 2 catches for 0 yards. He had a 3 and then a -3. Bryson Kirsch with 6 carries for 14 yards, leading the way on the ground. And as far as in the air, they only had 3 completions. 2 of those went to Max Edwin, who had 18 yards, and the other to McMillan, as I said. And Tanner Kahn had a touchdown on the 8-yard run off the muffed field goal snap. Max Edwin also ran it 1 time for 6 yards for Albert Lee. So that's how it ended, and we have to thank the remainder of our sponsors here. Of course, our sports boosters, Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, Freeborn County Solid Waste, T&W Towing, and Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, as well as Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13 in Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. Online, manchestermutual.com. Like them on Facebook. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780. Online, albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. So that ends the Tiger regular season. And of course, section play starts Tuesday. We're going to be following Blooming Prairie on their march to another state title, we hope. 6 games to do it in. 3 section games, 3 state tournament games is what it takes. And we hope they get it accomplished. We'll be with them Tuesday at home. An opponent to be decided could be Medford, who they played tonight as well. But we'll find out more as we get closer to that. And for now, let's send it back to rocking and rolling on Power 96, the mothership. I'm Jay Paul from Power 96 Sports.